note, recent flooding in Sokoto State, which resulted in the creation of Sokoto, Goranyo, Sabon Birni, and Niger border roads.
Well, staying at the National Assembly, the Senate has passed for second reading a bill to establish the National Institute for Drug Awareness and Rehabilitation. The proposed legislation seeks coordination and promotion of drug awareness, prevention of substance abuse, and rehabilitation of drug users. Opinions were divided during the debate on the general principles of the bill. While legislators expressed support for all initiatives to combat the menace of drug abuse in Nigeria, some, however, pointed out that establishing the institute would lead to duplication of functions of the National Drug Law Enforcement Agency, and suggested rather the strengthening of the NDLEA to make it more effective. Meanwhile, a bill to establish the Nigerian Coast Guard to secure the maritime zones in Nigeria also passed second reading. Away from the National Assembly, Nigeria's headline inflation rose to 32.70% in September 2024 from 32.15% in August, marking a 0.55% increase. The latest inflation by the National Bureau of Statistics indicates that on year-on-year, inflation was up 5.98% points from 26.72% in September 2023. The increase was driven by high prices in key categories of food and non-alcoholic beverages, 16.94%, housing and utilities, 5.47%, clothing, 2.50%, transport, 2.13%, household equipment, 1.64%, education, 1.29%, and health, 0.98%. The food inflation rates on a month-on-month basis in September 2024 was 2.64%, which shows a 0.27 increase compared to the rates recorded in August 2024, that being 2.37%. Bauchi, Sokoto, and Jigawa recorded the highest annual inflation, while Sokoto, Taraba, and Anambra led in monthly increases. Delta, Benue, and Katsina saw the slowest annual rise. The Minister of Marine and Blue Economy, Adegboyega Oyetola, says Nigeria is taking a giant leap towards harnessing its marine and blue economy. The minister disclosed this at the official launch of the broad-based National Stakeholders Consultation Validation Workshop and development of the National Blue Economy Strategic Plan for Nigeria. Vivian Izadife reports that the three-day workshop brings together experts, policymakers, and stakeholders to review, validate, and finalize Nigeria's National Blue Economic Strategy document.
Nigeria is taking those steps to harness its marine resources, with stakeholders gathering to review and finalize the National Blue Economy Strategy. The Minister of Marine and Blue Economy expressed gratitude to the African Union and the Kingdom of Norway for their support.
The government will serve as a roadmap for the sustainable development of the sector. Nigeria's journey into the blue economy concept began as a direct outcome of the 2018 African Union Conference under the visionary leadership of His Excellency President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, DCFR, and in line with the commitment to sustainable economic diversification as the world agenda of the administration. The blue economy has evolved from a mere concept to a strategic priority, leading to the creation of the Federal Ministry of Marine Economy.
Other stakeholders, including the AU representative, believe that the actualization of this strategic plan will contribute to its implementation.
Continue to prioritize the blue economy as a key pillar for Africa's sustainable development, economic transformation, and resilience building. And we have before us over 80 participants. Last time we had small, just 35, but now we have 80. To be sure that we go through the document and then look into into the nitty-gritty of the strategy.
The outcome of this workshop is expected to pave the way for sustainable development, economic growth, and a brighter future for Nigerians. Vivian Ozadifi, NTA News.
In ensuring economic stability and financial security in the country, experts are calling for blocking of tax leakages across all the three tiers of government. This formed the thrust of discussions at the Maiden Revenue Assurance Summit put together by the Nigerian Financial Intelligence Unit in Abuja.
It is reported that Nigeria collects more than 60 levies across the three tiers of government, with no much revenue to show. You might be wondering, what could be the problem?
Revenue leakages.
Well, as a body responsible for receiving and analyzing financial reports, the Nigerian Financial Intelligence Unit, NFIU, is taking strategic steps to address this and support states' internal revenue services across the country, including the Federal Capital Territory. The aim is to equip the state's IRS with techniques that will establish efficient and effective system that will help block tax leakages and promote revenue assurance.
Nigeria is collecting barely 15% of the revenue. So it is very important that we have a process that upgrades gradually.
We recognize that our focus should shift towards internally generated revenue. Therefore, we need to have efficient and effective systems in place to ensure that everybody pays their fair share of the tax burden.
We can ramp up our revenue significantly, even from tax, by protecting the vulnerable people. So those who have been paying have been mostly the poorest people. That's why the revenue is small. So people have ability to pay, to start paying, and that's where the money will come from.
Experts believe that this will increase revenue generation, especially now that local governments have financial autonomy.
All right, our first port of call is the Center of Excellence, and Hingano is our guide. Hello, Hingano.
Thank you, Dennis. Women and girls in rural areas often face challenges like illiteracy, lack of information and access to technology, gender-based violence, amongst others. These, some say, can be associated with gender power imbalances, poverty, and lack of exposure. However, experts believe in order to address the challenges, Adeke Odeka completes the story.
Women and girls play significant roles in various sectors all over the world. Despite their contributions, those who live in areas where access to health services, potable water, and education are limited are often subject to laws and social norms that discriminate against them, which affect their participation in decision-making processes, hence delaying productivity.
When it comes to lack of communication, like most women in the rural areas, they are like limited to only maybe primary schools, probably because most of them only think of their male children only excelling. Women are always limited to the kitchen. What they need right now is the government or any private sector to bring education or to provide good information for them.
Experts in agribusiness say since rural women contribute majorly to the agricultural sector, ensuring security and empowering them with modern agricultural techniques will help boost the nation's economy.
Women are very essential in the fulfillment of the three principal millennium goals that deals with agriculture. That's food security, hunger, and of course, health of the family.
They can begin to develop themselves for rural health management. So that means people should go from the city to give to them necessary first aid training so they are able to build the lives of
the people in the rural area, then they must, of course, of necessity, get more informed.
Experts say identifying the needs and interests of rural women, providing relevant and accessible resources, facilitating learning and support, as well as advocating policy and social change will help them attain their full potential. In Lagos, Adejoke Odeka, NTA News.
Eliminating gender barriers through provision of equal opportunities remains a catalyst for Nigeria's economic development. Experts in women and girls' rights advocacy believe achieving sustainable development goals and the nation's aspirations largely depend on providing an enabling environment for women and girls to fulfill their dreams. Joel Bubola has the report.
There is a popular saying that if you train a woman, you train a nation. This narrative stakeholders say is an attestation of the pivotal role women play in nation building. Nigerian women are well known in Africa for their sterling contributions in different spheres of life. But despite their impact, gender parity is still a thorny issue that has rendered many women passive when they are supposed to play a leading role.
When we're saying we are liberating ourselves and we want to get that equity that we desire, then we need to have conversations with ourselves such that we inculcate into ourselves that we are enough and that we can do something and achieve certain results. Don't be quiet and expect change. We cannot be quiet and expect things to be done differently. We have to begin to see ourselves as an active member of the society, because this is the only way that we can indeed cause the change that we want.
For the unwanted narrative to change, stakeholders believe government need to respect international protocols on gender parity, such as Planet 50-50, while parents should also end the stereotype from the upbringing of their children.
They are right, fighting for this space. Women are not doing enough. We have women organizations, gender organizations that are doing a lot, but when it comes to individual women, they have to come to that realization that they are not just cheerleaders. They should begin to tell their political party leaders that beyond, singing, clapping, and so on, we can contribute.
Respondents say the journey to ending gender discrimination and promoting social inclusion of women should start with women and girls coming out of their shell, developing a can-do attitude, and being in the front burner of the change they desire. In Lagos, Joel Bola, NTA News.
Those are the stories from Lagos. Nationwide continues in Maiduguri after the break.
The dreams that our founding fathers envisaged are still work in progress. Every day, we put our hands on the plow, determined to do a better job of it. While it is tempting to focus on what has been left undone and where we have stumbled as a nation, we must never lose sight of how far we have come in forging and holding our country together.
Imagine lovely meals you can cook with these ingredients. You spend heavily, but no guarantee of a tasty meal. Not making a right choice of seasoning cube can ruin your meal, money, and confidence. For a tasty meal, do not compromise. Choose Gold.
Use Terra Gold for the rich, consistent taste your loved ones crave for. Good for soups, stews, and jollof. Terra Gold. One cube, endless possibilities. In a nation where voices unite to shape the future comes a groundbreaking television series that delves into the heart of democracy. Get ready for reshaping democracy. Hello, Nigeria. Are you ready to take charge of your democracy? I'm Ayodeji Makide, and I'm thrilled to introduce to you a dynamic television program airing exclusively on the Nigerian Television Authority.
Join us as we embark on a journey to explore the pillars of democracy and its impact on everyday life. From discussions with political experts to grassroots movements making waves, reshaping democracy is your guide to understanding and participating in the democratic process.
I never know my voice will make a change until I started watching Reshaping Democracy. This program has opened my eyes to the power of civic engagement. Now I feel empowered to create change.
We invite you to be part of the conversation every Tuesday at 10 in the evening as we navigate the complexities of our democracy and, of course, see how we can contribute to make our country.
Villarreal versus Getafe. Watch live on Sporty TV.